Internet! Hey, I'm back. It's FAQ Friday, episode 89. And you know what? It's gonna be different this time. Because I'm tired of answering all your questions. Maybe I have questions. What if I have questions? You never think about my needs. And my question is, what parts do I need to upgrade my brand new Gretsch Corvette? So we're gonna answer that. This is a Gretsch Corvette from Jerry at Jerry's Lefty Guitars. And he commissioned Gretsch about X number of years ago to make a special run of these for us lefties, and it's awesome. It is well, you can see it's kind of Rickenbacker-y, kind of SGE, and very much Gretsch. So yeah, the pickups that are in here are awesome. They are Filtertrons, but they're a bit hotter, so they're called Megatrons. And no, I'm not making that up. It's got a bridge and tailpiece on here that could be better. It's got a nut that could be a lot better. And it's got tuners that could be better too. So we're gonna go through the whole process and show you how easy it is so that you can do it at home too. I mean, if you have this exact guitar, but all of these rules will apply to pretty much any guitar that you have. And yeah, make sure you've got some beverages, because that's arguably one of the most important things. Couldn't find a string winder, so we're just gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Well, good, there's a bunch of wines. Very excited for that. How are you? It's become the cold season here in Canada, hence the toque. And no, it's not a beanie, it's a toque. I love my things. Alright. Strings are off, and I'm not bleeding yet. Alright, so right off the bat, we've got the tailpiece. These are pretty straightforward. And now, since this guitar is made in China, usually you can assume that all of the threads are going to be metric, because the only place really that uses imperial threads is the States and Myanmar, and there's another one, but I can't remember. But yeah, these are probably gonna be metric, but the one thing about this is that it is using a Gibson-style tunematic bridge, which is fine, but that leads me to believe that they might be using US parts all throughout. So yeah, I mean, this bridge is fine. There's no stamp on it on the underside, so if I wanted to just replace the saddles, there would be no real easy way to figure that out. You know, I have no idea where they sourced this from, so none of the measurements are going to be really known. I know just by looking at this that this is going to be a 4mm bridge. They're either going to be 4mm, which is, I don't know what that is in Imperial. That's so 3mm is 1/8 inch and 5mm is 3/16. So whatever's in between, that's what 4mm is. 6mm is going to be a 1/4 inch. That's what a 4mm bridge looks like, and then a 6mm bridge is going to look more. For the tailpiece, it's going to be a PS 8893-C0, and then for the bridge, it'll be a PS 8843-C0. So I'm going to go get those now. And I'm not going to do a bunch of TV magic and have everything, all the parts and everything already prepared, because I want to make it realistic, like it's you at home trying this. So this is our string saver loaded tunematic bridge with 4mm posts, and it's got magnetic locking system, so the posts stay in. Unlike this, which when it's not strung up, the post will just, or the bridge will just fall right off the posts. And the reason why they come with posts is because the stock posts generally will just be a cheap material or cheap metal and won't be magnetically sensitive. So with our bridge, which has the neodymium magnets, they go in fine and it fits, so it'll sit on the bridge, but they'll just fall right out. Then they'll just screw right into the stock bushings that are already in the guitar's body. And boom, there, bridge upgraded, done. And then you can take the original parts, throw them right in the pack, and then if you ever, you know, need to resell the guitar or anything, you just throw that in the case or in your closet or attic or whatever, and then throw them back on. Because you've got your awesome parts on there, and you don't want to give that just to nobody. Now, our tailpieces, they come stock with metric threads. And these look, they might be the same actually. No. So if you run into that situation where you bought one of our tailpieces or our wraparound bridges and the threads don't go in, that just means you need the other one. So for this, you would need the Imperial threads, because these are metric. So yeah, just shoot us an email at sales@graphtech.com and then we can just ship you out some of those. So I'm gonna go get the Imperial ones. Alright, next one's probably the most daunting one to a lot of people, and it's replacing the nut. First, just unscrew the truss rod cover. Alright, then score the edges where the nut meets the finish. Just lightly go on, don't press too hard, because you don't want it to peel off and take any of the finish with it. It's like perforating it, essentially. So I can see that there's some of the lacquer, some of the finish going up on the nut. Just take like a rubber hammer or something, a piece of something, and just lightly tap that out. Then the nut will fly away. Yeah, they glued the balls off of this. Alright, and tinkle test on the heaviest thing known to man, a fuzz pedal. That's cheap plastic, alright. Now, you can do this with a ruler. You can do this with a tape measure. Don't. Go on to Amazon, get some like $10 calipers. They're super useful. You can use them in a lot of things, every walk of life. Alright. Height at the tallest point is 8.3. The overall length, 43.3. Thickness is, oh, that's a thick boy. 6.4 is the thickness. And the string spacing, or the E to E spacing, is about 36 mil. Now, pull out your handy dandy Graphtec catalog, or go to Graphtec. Actually, links in the description where we've got our OEM catalog, or you can just go on our website. Most of the parts that are going to be commonly used for this kind of thing will be listed there. Let's see, what do we got? 30, 43, let's go with the string spacing. So I'm thinking the 60-60, which is the Epiphone style nut. Off the top of my head, those are all pretty similar measurements. Actually, I think the 60-60 is a little bit narrower in the string spacing. 61-43 actually, 0.8. Yeah, alright, I'll go get the 61-43. Boom, perfect fit. So yeah, 61-43 LO. So this one's gonna be a little bit taller. Yeah, like 8.8 mil. So it's about 0.3 or 0.4 mil taller. So, but I think that the string slots are cut pretty deep on the stock nut. So this actually might be just about perfect. Right off the bat, we're just gonna take this handy dandy, I'm just gonna keep saying handy dandy apparently, Stumac, what is this? Coarse medium file thing, which happens to be pretty much the perfect thickness as the nut. So I can clean up the slot a little bit just because there is a bit of glue stuck in there. I don't want to take out too much material, I just want... Oh, they got shims on there. It's like they took some thin paper and then just glued in some shims in there to get the nut up. The nut up. Alright, so we'll try that out. It's pretty much bang on for all the measurements, so we're lucky there. Truss rod cover back on, which should hold the nut in there good enough for now. So we don't want to glue it in until we, test it out in case I do need to bring down the action a little bit. Now you may be wondering, hey Justin, why don't you have the tailpiece on there? That's because I couldn't find the imperial posts. That's the one downside of doing this, when it's nice and quiet and when no one's here, is when you can't find something, you don't have anyone to ask, hey, where do we keep this weird part that I don't, off the top of my head, know exactly where we keep it. I'll eventually put it on, and by eventually, I mean tomorrow, when people are here. So I'll just use the stock boring tailpiece that sucks. Well, it doesn't suck, it's fine. It's just not the best thing that it could be.